Shirley here with Jupiter point with Sirius Taurus Moon. This is Jupiter, our Moon in Leo, separating from opposition to Pluto and from a trine to Saturn Neptune. Media event ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter in the 6th house, 20 degrees Cancer. So let's caretake for a video while recording some more gnosis or insights. The Saturn Neptune just doesn't stop yielding. Ooh, oh, we have to upload this again. No problem, I will upload this again. Those that try to censor videos, yes, will end up with a lot of bad repercussions for basically what they try to do. So let's talk about, first of all, why do they try to make certain videos go missing? And the usual thing that happens with that, they try to steal life essence of people. And those practices that are, first of all, irrational are accumulating, particularly with Saturn in the end of Pisces and a Neptune that will go to Pisces back and forth. What's happening is that a lot of the people that relied on activity that is hidden, or that will build, or that we're building up on certain activities that they know are not of the light. We're told, and this is how Masonic rite is working, basically. And all you really need to see, I think it's common. The common people already understand that because they ran into that. People are constantly being told that they can evade certain karma or certain implications for their actions, and then they're being told to do those things that they're supposed to have karma for, and see, look, you can get away with this, you can get away with that. Now, the missions and the crimes that they are being told to do serves the money launderers. Masonry has to do with real estate. Not only that, a house and the land is spiritually the analogy of yin, feminine, and the womb. What did I say? The sky that punishes the land loses mandate of the heaven, be it Mao or we the people. Towards the end of the degrees, they're basically taking on certain curses, and then they're taking on certain blessings. And basically, they are meant to be corrupt to the bone. What suffers from that directly is their bone marrow. Every blessing that is told, it's a treason called, every blessing that is told to a Mason is basically a curse. And the curse is working in the way that they are being told to do something that would curse basically their bone marrow. And they work along the years to try to get them to do those things, while they are thinking that they are studying things, getting gnosis, getting away with doing certain things. But the thing is, they are born into that, a lot of them, and are tortured. And this is the how and why those secret practices are being exposed. because they are not to blame to have been born into these cults, and that trajectory is met with the forces of nature, and every maneuver that we do on the forces of nature has an implication. Okay, for example, good stuff. If you want to reforest a place or regrow vegetation, send a pack of beavers. All you need is a small stream of water, send a pack of beavers, and you begin to, they do the job. They build dams to procreate, and then they basically maintain the water flow, and they revegetate the area. So if we kill the beavers, we would actually have to replace them. Now they know that. So one of the things, for example, that people are doing, I call it Seder Feder, they're doing rites to try to imitate the womb, because they're trying to replace women. The results are beyond satirical. First of all, women begin to get the right to vote. Women begin to get the right to have land. Women begin to be participant. If there is a banking system, they have to have a bank account. But it happens, unfortunately, through people trying to imitate the power of the womb so that they can have conception without the womb, but they still need the creative power of the womb, so they do rituals. And then that creative essence is connected to a person, to a natal chart, to a divine purpose, or whatever you want to call it. Now they have to execute that divine purpose. Except that the reason that they wanted to get rid of women is that they won't have to accommodate for them in the real estate. It's very dumb. But people that were born into dumbfuckery, and we are all born into certain dumbfuckeries in our lives, people that are born into dumbfuckery, there are many things that each and every one of us is doing that are dumb. And, you know, once, you know, once a person is no longer ignorant of that, then the trajectories to change that begin to arrive. So now what is happening around money and currency in banking? The objective, the benefic objective of currency. You have 3 lambs, I have 7 apples. You say, my lady, I have an apple tree. I say, no problem. I have this currency made of gold. You will have this you can change in whichever thing. So I can give you this gold, go to some other person, and you can change, okay, your coins for the service that they offer, and then they can change that onwards, and so on and so forth. What we would need to make sure is that the rituals around the coining of the currency, which is an alchemical product, alchemy simply means change. That those rituals are benefic. Now let's say that person says, I want an ounce of your creative power. I say, well, let's say we found out a strategy to do that. I have my creative power to do certain things. What if you want to do the thing, like, what are those things? Maybe there are things that I'm supposed to do and I need a partner to do that with. Then let's see if we are compatible partners. Now what happens when people don't ask, and it might not even be compatible? Usually they have to participate in building a world that is accommodating. For example, I talked about a certain car that used that strategy. The manufacturer had a lot of women. One of his women, after they did that right, sued him for a shit ton of money to raise their mutual child. Now, what happens when a woman does that, and that person was a billionaire, as you can understand? That person has a lot of women. Now, the guy that was in charge of brainwashing him to bring a big family was a Mormon. The Mormons are litigated for human trafficking. Mormons are associated with the Masons and Opus Dei. Opus Dei is litigated for human trafficking. The Masons and Opus Dei are associated with the financiers that are associated with the Vatican. The Pope, the new Pope, is litigated for human trafficking and child trafficking. Now, what did I want? Why did I not bring children? Because of human trafficking, child trafficking, to do with the Masonry, religion, banking systems, housings, and even what we drive, whatever vehicle we drive. That's what my creative energy is good for, creating a better world. Okay, that's what it's good for. Anybody that tries to get at my creative energy will have to do good things for the world instead, and they will be forced to face the trajectory of why did I not get to bring something to fruition? I also tended to political assassination prevention. Cold cases. I like to sing, so it's probably entertainment industry. And I was a young filmmaker. I'm also an astrologer, as you can see, and a scientist. Anybody that did weird rituals. It's a lot of work, I know. To change the world is a lot of work. Um, but that's just life. And censoring me will definitely not yield. In fact, the only thing that it yields is me saying something even more to the point. Oh yeah, I also tended to holistic medicine. And the fact that people need to have access to resources independently of their ability to work. Access to assisted death, death with dignity. Houses I lived in. So I left a place that was, shout out to Light, that they were doing some weird rituals around before I came, probably. More 19, Arad City, Israel. I saw that before me there were signs that the lady was raped there and trafficked. I think she was Arabic, I don't know Palestinian or not. And she told me that there wouldn't be peace here. I simply told her, lady, I'm so tired because I was in between houses for 6 months. I don't know where to live. And she says, not here, not here, not here. I was like, I don't know. I'll just try to purify the place, to tend to people that were trafficked, to tend to that topic. And she would say, there will not be sulha here. There will not be sulha here. And I was so exhausted that I was just zoning out. And all I could do is like dig half moons, try to purify the place, try to heal myself. A lot of spiritual warfare, or whatever they call it. And I had no idea that the landlord, actually tarot readers from all over the world were like, yeah, you're dealing with a crooked landlord. And I'm like, oh, probably somebody else. It's resonating for the collective. It's a collective reading. What was done to you? You deserve a diplomatic immunity. Okay, probably somebody else. And yeah, I saw certain things about somebody that finishes up as a PhD. I was sad that I left him, even though he literally did rituals so that I will leave. So I'm like, I don't blame him. There was a ritual thing because I had no idea how deep he was into those things. Perhaps for way more years than I had been aware of. And I started to recall things he told me, together with someone that was my teacher in aromatherapy for the second course, not the first course. Um, yeah, she was buying a house at that time. I don't know. Probably she was tortured. So, and she wanted to be a mom. It's interesting because we're both dealing with pretty much the same things, and like I didn't feel like she would need my energy to do that because like that's her trajectory and it's my trajectory. So I have no idea why or what happened. She wanted me to be her TA. Yeah, I'm doing my Neptune square, so it's squaring from my 11th to my 2nd, and I have the ruler of the real estate and partner. So in the 2nd, so this is how I experience my Neptune square. Another thing I got was, you know, when a person, let's say somebody tried to do wrong to some person, okay, that person notice that, let's go, bye bye, bye bye, begins to express themselves, begins to heal. Now the other person begins to gather every single force that they can come in contact to basically try to get at the soul essence of the person that got away. And they didn't get away, they were just being. What it will do is expose the entire dumbfuckery. But people who ask about narcissists, how do narcissists get exposed? Well, first of all, they're in those secret societies. And secondly, they just bring to their ultimate and inevitable exposing themselves. And they do it with a lot of people. So you can imagine, it's like Googleplex people waking up to spiritual warfare, waking up to gaslighting and abuse, waking up to all kinds of things. And it's connected with work, and it's connected with relations, and connected with the real estate, and connected with finances. It's like, okay, what's going on here? Trying to decide for people what they will do for a living. That's not a smart thing. Believing in slavery. Don't make slavery your religion. What can I say? Not here to impose religion on anybody, but it's kind of like your religion is supposed to, the way people practice their spiritual practices is supposed to actually be nourishing and benefic for them. And when they, it's kind of like, think about it. If we eat cows, okay, let's say we ate all the cows in the world, we would be left without food. So we have to, in fact, the way cattle is being treated, in the past, cows ate human. So it made sense to eat cows. It's kind of like, somebody come for you. It's okay. that it's kind of like it makes sense. But then there's been a while. For example, now if you have freedom farms for cows, they don't eat people anymore, as far as I know. Okay. Um, so it does. So perhaps we can change our nutrition. But people that feed on soul essence of people are really setting themselves up. And the funny thing, they're promised eternal life when they do that. I'm like, yeah, as a haunted house. All those big attempts. Particularly those that try to win at all costs. This is Aldebaran. A Pyrrhus win is that they don't really get to enjoy the win. So think about longevity. I mean,